Hey guys, I'm back with another reading video. In the last lesson, we talked about tools for understanding your books, and one of them was stopping and asking yourself, am I getting it? Do I understand what's happening in the story? Now, I'm sure all of you watch movies all the time, and there's different jobs in movies. There's the actors that perform, but there's also the directors, and the directors are the ones that read the story on the page or in the book, and they imagine it in their mind and how um, it would be acted out. So another tool you can use to understand your books is to use your imagination. You can be the director, and when you're reading, you can pay attention to what's happening in the pictures if there are pictures in your book, and especially you can pay attention to the words, and you can make that mind movie. And you might even put things that are not happening in the book. Think about what's not happening. What other actions are happening that you might not see in the pictures or read in the words? What other things are people saying that might not be in the pictures or the words? So I'm going to use the book Henry and Mudge and the Cold Shivers, Get the Cold Shivers again by Cynthia Rylant. And in this story, remember, Henry gets sick. And it's the first chapter is called The Sick Day, and Henry's big dog Mudge loved Henry's sick days. And look, Henry's not feeling good. Maybe he's moaning. When you're sick, maybe you're like, oh, Mudge, leave me alone. And Mudge just wants to make Henry feel better. And Mudge puts his paws up on the bed. And then when Henry had a sore throat or a fever or a bad cough, he stayed at home from school in bed. And look, Mudge is still trying to make Henry feel better. Maybe Henry says, okay, Mudge, come on, get up on the bed. But Henry still looks like he doesn't feel well. Maybe he pets Mudge's paw. Think about the things that are not in the pictures and the words. Think about things maybe you would do. In the morning, Henry's mother brought him some orange popsicles, comic books, and crackers. And look at her smile. Maybe she's like, here, Henry, I brought you some things that might help you feel better. And you see her holding them, but you don't see her handing them to Henry. Maybe she walks over to the bed and she hands them to Henry. Maybe she puts her head on Henry's head to feel if he's warm. Maybe she says to Mudge, leave Henry alone. Or maybe she tells him to jump up on the bed. Maybe Henry says, thanks, Mom, for the stuff, but I don't still feel well. Also pay attention to the setting in the story, not just who's in the story and what's happening, but also where and when it's happening. And there's clue words in the story that can help you. See here it says in the morning, so you know it's in the morning time. Mudge got the crackers. And look how Henry is handing Mudge a cracker. Maybe he's like, here, Mudge, here's another cracker. Here, Mudge. And Mudge is gobbling up all the crackers. And then it says, in the evening, there's another clue word. Henry's father brought him grape popsicles, comic books, and crackers. Look how he's holding them up. Dad is holding them up. Here, Henry, here, son, I brought you some other things to make you feel good. Maybe he says, what's Mudge doing back there behind the bed? Think about the other things that are happening in the story that you don't see in the pictures or read about. Mudge got the crackers again. Mudge loves sick days. But even though he loved Henry's sick days, no one ever thought that Mudge would get sick. Mudge is gobbling up the crackers. Think about the sound that he's making. You can put in your mind movie that his tail is wagging. That's what those lines mean, that his tail is wagging. Look, he's looking at the fish tank. Maybe Henry says, what are you looking at, Mudge? What do you see? Come back on the bed, Mudge. And then the next page, no one ever thought that Mudge could catch germs, but he could, and one day he caught a lot of them. When Henry woke up and jumped out of bed, Mudge didn't move. He didn't get up. He didn't lick Henry's face. And now look, Henry feels better. Maybe he says, oh, I feel so much better. And then he says, what's wrong, Mudge? And what do you think he would do? Do you think he would walk over and pet Mudge and ask what's wrong? And maybe he would give Mudge a hug? Okay? He didn't even shake Henry's hand, and he always shook Henry's hand in the morning. He just looked at Henry and wagged his tail a little bit. And maybe Mudge is making sounds too. Maybe Mudge is groaning too. He doesn't feel well. And Henry's saying, "What's wrong, Mudge? Are you okay?" And then Henry and Henry's mother looked at Mudge and worried. But what happened before this? On this page, Henry's in his room, but he probably left his room, and maybe he opened the door to his room and said, "Mom, come look. Mudge is not feeling well. I think he's sick." And then Mudge comes into the room. I'm sorry, Henry's mother comes into the room. Okay, you have to think about what's happening also that's not in the pictures and the words. Remember, the pictures and the words don't tell you everything that's happening. You have to be thinking while you're reading. Remember to add in the setting. Use those clue words in the morning or in the evening or at home. Will tell you where they are. Remember, the setting is the time and place, the where and the when of the story. Add that into your mind movie. And if you don't understand what's going on, you have to reread. If you have trouble making that movie in your mind, you have to reread. But making that mind movie will help you understand your books better. And sometimes you don't even just have to make the movie in your mind, but you can also act it out with your body or act it out with a partner. If you and your friend are reading the same book. So once again, you need to study the pictures and the words and see what's happening, and then put all of those details together along with what they don't tell you in the pictures and words. Think about what you would do. And all of that together will make the movie in your mind and will help you understand your books better. Okay? I'll see you next time.